It appears nowadays that you can't open up social media without seeing some pleb selling you a course. I don't know why or where it's come from, but we're going to do a deep dive today to find out exactly why people are selling courses. Are they good? Are they bad? And watch out for some of them, which are just blatant scams. Honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it everywhere. It's just some absolute idiot claiming to be a multi-millionaire, yet he's still trying to push this course. And it's clear, for me anyway, that is not their main source of income when they claim to be a property guru or they claim to be a crypto expert or a gold expert or a stock market expert. There are all these experts. Mate, if you're such an expert in that field, sell that field and continue in that field, and that's where you will make your money. Don't sell a course trying to tell everybody else how to become an expert, because it'd be like finding a gold mine, and rather than mining it yourself, you start telling everyone and saying, no, there's loads of gold over there. You just wouldn't, would you? It's just the most stupid thing you would ever think. And you just think about it like that contextually. That is so stupid. So there is always, and remember the big one for this, there is always a motivation for someone to do something. And so people would not do anything unless they have a motivation or a stimulus for doing it.
We've even got a website.
We have got a website, but we don't charge anybody for it. It's one of those things, it's like for us, and it's not our main source of income. We don't claim it to be. We're here to help people. We have launched this podcast because for us, our motivation is to help the up and coming generations starting businesses or looking to get into their careers or find success, and share some of our knowledge and give back. And yes, we'll obviously get some form of return on that, whether it's through viewership numbers, potential sponsorships from other brands that want to come on board. So there's a benefit to us for doing it eventually. But first things first, it's about giving back and giving value to people, because after starting a business, we understand that the best thing that you can do is give value to people. And I'd rather the next generation that are coming through actually have somebody that they can look up to and listen to that gives good, valuable advice, rather than some idiot trying to charge them £1,000, £5,000, 10 grand on a course.
Yeah. And have a gold chain with a flipping New Era hat on, thinking he's like, you know, made all his money in Pepe coin. In reality, he's just selling courses to a load of people, because you can tell how much they charge people. It's like, oh yeah, join my course. It's like 10 grand. And it's like, what? What? Because you're doing a TikTok video? Like, calm down, mate.
It's the fakery behind it, though. And this is the thing. I know it sounds bad saying this out loud. I would be great at scamming people, because I know
knew it was going to be bad.
Honestly, it's because I know what I would look for during a scam. And you only have to, once you understand the game and you understand what you should be doing for people. So I'm going to give a full breakdown today of what, if you are going to look at investing in courses, because they are good. You know, you have to go on a driving course to learn to drive. You can't just eliminate learning. Learning is massive. It's one of the most important, highest return on your time that you can do is learning a valuable skill. I've got nothing against courses in general. What I have against is the way that they're packaged and the way they're marketed to people, either like a get rich quick, or alternatively, it's a look at my lifestyle, look at how great I live, look at what I've achieved and what I've afforded. Most of it is either props, rented, borrowed, and it's not theirs anyway. Because the people that are making the money, the people that are actually hustling and making all of that, I mean, a guy is a great example who I look up to, and he's just restarted his YouTube again, is Lewis Morgan, who co-founded Gymshark. And a lot of people don't know about him because he's since left the brand. He sold his shares for something like 150 million pounds.
He did all right then.
So he's done all right. But Ben Francis gets all of the praise now, and Lewis has carried on creating other brands. He's done so much good stuff. But he's not selling courses. He could very easily start saying, right, I'm Lewis Morgan. I've created this new course on retail development and e-commerce, and it's £1,000 link in bio. And it's like, the guy's got 100 million. He doesn't need to sell a course. He's driving a LaFerrari worth £5 million. It's a lovely car, by the way, Lewis. Well done. He's from Bromsgrove as well. We got the same tattoo artist. And
Oh, bloody hell.
one of those things, it's, you look at him and you just know that he's making his money elsewhere and he don't need to concern himself with starting a course, because that's a business in of itself.
Yeah.
So it's just something that, again, if you are looking at courses, make sure to ask about or think about what the person who's selling the course, what their motivation is.
You know, the worst ones for me, currency trading. It's just nonsense. And the one I'm calling out, Greg Secker, I'm calling you out. It's bullshit. It's like the guy's there swimming around in his pool. He's like, hello, I've just woke up from my trading day. I'm going in the trading day later. I've put out some trades on, £10,000. That's up to 100 grand already. And it's like, I'll add a few more at the end of the day and I'll be up about a mil by 6 p.m. And I'm like, that's a load of crap, in it. Like, what, 10 grand you're going to be up like to a mil? Like, it's just not happening, is it? He's just, and then he's got his, you know, his videos. He's like, yeah, we've got like this business and da 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 da, and he's like got all these benches and offices, and it's like he's just rented it for probably an hour and filmed a bit of content. It's just, yeah, it's a load of rubbish.
I mean, if somebody's 100xing their money in a day,
it's unlikely, isn't it?
they should be studied, because they would be the only person in human history to ever do that. You know, with outside of a sale of a company, something like that. Do you know what I mean? But even then, the shares, it's just not. It's not possible to do that on a trading course. It's just bollocks, and people fall for it. And that's the sad thing, is that people are really gullible, because there's such abhorrent poverty at the minute, and not even just in the sense of, and I don't want to compare the two, because obviously, you know, you've got a poverty in Africa compared to poverty in the UK, and the two are vastly different. If you live in the UK, you have won the lottery. If you were born in this country, you have won the lottery, because you have got endless opportunity in this country, regardless of where you've come from. That doesn't take away from the fact that if you're born in a less fortunate position compared to somebody in a more fortunate position, it's going to be harder for you if you've been born lower down in the financial scale. 100%, not taking that away.
And I can guarantee, and sorry, but like the person in the more poverty-stricken country, I bet you they've got better mental health than the people in the UK who claim that they've, like, you know, got the worst life on planet Earth.
Potentially, but again, with that, Dave Chappelle always made me laugh once, because he said that he grew up poor around white people instead of rich around black people. So it was one of those that his mindset was always that he was the poorest kid in the neighborhood. So because of that, it's almost like if you're surrounded by just complete abject poverty, it's kind of all same. Whereas if you're at the bottom of the ladder in a country where people are driving around in Lamborghinis and Bugattis, you're going to be a little bit more pissed off. So it's all horses for courses, but not to get sidetracked. I think with the actual courses themselves, or if you've got people that are sort of trying to paint this immediately get rich quick, people are falling for it because they are in what they feel to be is a helpless position, because of the fact that they can't earn enough money in their jobs, they can't earn enough money with what they're currently trying to do in their lives, in their careers, and they can't see a way out. So then they see some absolute dick on Instagram or TikTok promising immediate returns, promising riches, promising a change of life, promising that they're going to turn their financial situation from unhealthy to healthy, and it'll only take 3 months, and it's not going to happen. So you just need to be a little bit more realistic. So just to set very clear expectations on what it takes to actually earn money. The way I always see things in life, you always fall into a set standard. You can be average, you can be good, great, or you could be the best. So if you're the best, I'm talking Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan,
Ronaldo,
Messi, all these people, Alexander Usyk, well done, mate, for the weekend. If you are the best at what you do, it doesn't matter whether you're a sports star, a singer, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're a business owner, if you sweep the streets, if you're the best at what you do and your business is looking after, the local community cleaning, you will be earning serious money because you're the best at what you do, and you can hold that badge and wear it proudly and say, we are the best at what we do. And so we charge the highest prices because we're the best at what we do. But if you just then want to continue going further down the scale, you can be great. I'm great at what I do. Brilliant. Well, if you're great at what you do, again, that comes with a pay that is akin to being great at something. If you're then good at something, it lowers down again. If you're average, then expect to be paid the same as everybody else. If you're just average, and by average, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're only putting the same amount of effort in as anybody else, and you only know as much as anybody else, and you keep flitting around from different thing to different thing, and you become a jack of all trades, then you're average at lots of different things. So don't expect to get a high return. And the thing that I'm sorry to say, to go from average to good, don't take that long. To go from good to great, you got to put some work in. And to go from great to being the best, you best believe that is going to take up the entirety of your life. You have to become absorbed by it. You have to become completely obsessed with that thing to become the best. Ed Sheeran, people like that. Again, Ronaldo, Messi, Usyk. These people have started from the age of 5 years old, 4, 5, 6, and continue to do it for 20 years. If you do anything for 20 years in life consistently, there's that rule of 10,000 hours of mastery. They've been doing it for 30, 40, 50,000 hours of consistent dedication to a single thing to become the best. And what happens with these courses is people have got their jobs or their careers, and they think they see someone who's driving a Lambo on rental and they have got the answer for them to also go and get a set of keys from Lamborghini and buy a car like that and drive around like that and have financial freedom. But all that it does is it just completely diverts you off your current path where you're becoming good or becoming great, right? Maybe even becoming the best. And then it just completely sidetracks you. It'd be like Ronaldo playing football from the age of 4, grafting, grinding, and then getting to 16 and go, Joe, what? I'm going to play golf. I'm having a switch. I'm going to play golf.
This football thing ain't working out for me.
He's just lost 14 years of experience or 12 years in that example, if he started at 4. He's just lost 12 years of experience because some bozo online has told him that golf's the answer to all of his problems. And it's just nonsense. And so instead of carrying on playing football and ending up where he is now, he switched to golf and became an average golfer. And then ends up in some sort of pro shop selling selling putters and golf gloves. And it's like,
he's at least on commission.
What could he have done? And so, again, I go back to just be really careful before you start any course when they're not telling you the reality of what it takes to become successful, because the courses are good. Learning's amazing, and you can make money in anything these days. I mean, just looking around this room, you won't be able to see it on camera. There's a ladder over there. I could go into ladder sales. I could go into lighting sales. Go into podcast equipment sales. I could sell TVs, books. I could write a book. I could sell tablets. I could do anything. You can do anything. Anything can make money. You can become a millionaire doing anything these days.
I think who cuts celebrities' hairs, hairdressers, stylists, they'll be earning bank.
That's the one. Like Steve Harvey, I think he said his barber used to charge him 10 grand a cut, and he'd get his hair cut several times a week. Something silly. It's mental. So you think, and again, but his barber would be classed as the best.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go to an average barber and get charged a tenner. So why is one charging £10?
Or yours and a fiver.
Maybe. Why is one charging £10 and the other one's charging 10 grand? It's because the other one has made the time to dedicate to become the best at something. So if you're starting a course, make sure that you're at least caveating it with that.
I feel like, and we see it a lot more when people are selling like courses on like fitness, and it's like there was a channel which was like 6-pack shortcuts many years ago. I don't know if it's still running. And it's like, there's no shortcut to a 6-pack. You've just got to just put the work in and do it and just train day in, day out all the time. And like, PTs can do that for you. But any sort of, I've come up with a new, heartburn, or like, what was it? The afterburn effect or something, I think it was called. He's like, you got to just trigger the afterburn effect, and then you get a 6-pack.
It's a really good memory, that is.
And it was like, wait, what? What are you on about? It just doesn't work like that.
But that's a guy who's roided up to his nose and has clever marketing, because that is the point. And I think people discount how much their lives are affected by marketing on a daily basis. It's mental. People think they make decisions for themselves, and the reality is they've been pushed, guided, or nudged at least slightly into a direction for everything in life, whether it's the political ideology, whether it's the shoes that they're wearing. I mean, take a moment now, everybody that's watching, have a look at the outfit that you're wearing. And if you sat there in your pants, have a look at them. But if you're wearing Calvin Klein's, there's a reason you're wearing them. If you're wearing Nike shoes, there is a reason you're wearing them. And it is all clever marketing. It's not just because of the fact that you've seen them on a shelf and gone, oh, I like the shape of those shoes and the colorway looks great. No, you like the Nike tick that's on there. So you've been literally sold on marketing of a brand.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody is trying to do. And that's what all these quick wins, quick riches, 6-pack shortcuts, whatever it is, learn a language in a week. Everybody tries these real clever marketing hacks to get people to discount the hard work that is actually required.
Yeah, well, the one that blew my mind, and everyone will be able to just instantly associate with this one, but in supermarkets, you'll always notice that the vodka and alcohol is always as far away as you could possibly get it in a supermarket, because they know that a lot of people go in and buy alcohol at some point when in their shop, because we're all degenerates. And so they put it as far away as possible, so you have to walk through the whole store. So the more footfall you're going to walk through the store, the more likely you are to see something and then buy other things. Go, oh, God, yeah, I need one of them. Oh, I need one of them. Oh, I need one of those. And then you'll get the alcohol at last, and then you put it in your basket. So it's like casinos as well, the way that they try and design you to keep you there. Like, there's always escalators going up, but then stairs coming down. There's no windows. There's no clocks. The machines are always really hard when we're in Vegas. Honestly, it's like a maze. You just think, I'll just stay for another hour.
And it's crazy.
Designed.
That's exactly what businesses do, though, because that is their priority. That's their prerogative. They need to get money in the door. So how do they do that? It's clever marketing, clever sales tactics, clever offers. Supermarkets, 3 for 2, buy one, get one free. Get our loyalty card, all these things, they're all marketing things. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just make sure that you're aware of it when you're out. It's a really good lesson, certainly in business as well. If you want to start a business or you want to be in business, which is what most people that are doing these courses seem to be aiming towards, you need to have that sixth sense about you when you're out and about in your daily life and looking into, because just going and grabbing a Starbucks, people think they're just getting a Starbucks. They've been sold to by a brand, and that whole experience, they've realised they've just spent £6 on a coffee. And that is clever marketing. So again, going back to courses and keeping it sort of relevant to whether they're actually good or bad. And to answer that question, I think is both. I think certain courses are really good, and some people are genuinely selling really good value for money courses on how to learn a subject, how to learn a specific niche, how to start a business, whatever it might be. I think there's some really good courses out there. I just think that you need to be really wary of who you're buying off. So some of the things that I would look for if I was to buy a course, because we've bought courses before and they've been really good. Andy Elliott, we've just bought a course technically off him, which is a sales and leadership course. And we've just come back. It cost us $10,000. So again, we had to make ourselves to Arizona and to Miami. So again, looking at all in, it's probably cost us 15 grand. Now, we came back and there were some immediate changes that we made to our business off the back of that course, surrounding certainly around leadership and how we manage the team, how we work with people. And also the sales was really good as well. not 2 months after that we came back from Arizona and implemented, because that's the important thing. Everyone can go on all these courses. Everyone can spend all their money learning
all the notes
from
in
some
the
genius
world.
and write on a pad and write on a pen and say you're going to do this and say you're going to do that. If you don't take action, you're wasting your time. So if you're the type of person that says you're going to do something and you ain't got the follow through, don't bother. You're going to waste your money. Just don't kid yourself, because you're not going to do it. But we implemented what Andy had taught us. And we, in that 1 month alone, since then, we did 690 grand, just south of 700 grand, which would have taken our turnover currently where it's at £5 million a year, up to 8.4 million, just south of, in a year, that if we did every month like that. So we had a record month. And that's genuinely just through implementation of things that we've learned on a course. So of course there's some good courses, but
Thanks
also,
for that one.
but also there's some really bad ones. Now, one thing I always look for is testimonials and reviews. If you're going to go on a course, find out, has anybody else done that course? And if they have, ask them. Find the reviews, go online and study, and spend some time before you do it actually giving it a bit of a, and try and real deep dive it, even if you can find and speak to the person that's left the bad review. If that's ever possible, do it, because trust me, just blindly going into something without reading the testimonials and the reviews is a really good way to lose your money quick.
Well, it happened to you, didn't it, with that crypto thing? So you've been shafted. Yeah, I thought I'd bring it up for you because I know you wanted to talk about it.
Well, it did happen. I mean, HS Tiki Toki. What a knobhead. But at the same time, look, what a genius at the same time. He's built a brand, which is very much something that the youth, certainly young men, buy into at the minute. I don't know whether I'm not in with this blue pill, red pill, whichever colour pill it is, but this certain pill that he's pushing this agenda to, like the Andrew Tate style thing. Mm-hmm. He's out there building this brand where he's approaching women being just, whatever.
A degenerate.
Degenerate's a great way to put it, yeah. But he's living his life. I'm not here to tell him how he should be living. Let him live his life. He's not hurting anyone. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not breaking any laws as far as I'm aware, up until, he's certainly not been caught guilty or found guilty of anything yet. So if that changes, obviously my opinion will change. But until then, he's not hurting anyone. He's built a brand. He's pushing his agenda onto people. And there's a lot of young men that follow him and think he's a bit of an absolute geezer because he's pulling women. He's got loads of women around him. He's got cars around him. He's got money around him. He's got watches. He's living life. He's living a great lifestyle. He's out in Dubai. So people are looking at him going, this guy's,
I want a bit of that.
He's flying. I want to do some of the same. So then he started selling a crypto course, saying it's super easy. I'm making loads of money and I'm going to join this Telegram group and all you have to do is sign up and invest. Well, I signed up and invested.
Went really well, didn't it?
I don't know why. To be honest with you,
you bought in.
I did, yeah. And it was like, it wasn't a lot at first, but I think after all was said and done, I lost about 1,200 quid, which isn't a. It's a lot for some people, but to lose over £1,000 in a few, probably a couple of weeks, it's a lot of money. And there's other people there that are losing, and so for him, with how that works for Harrison, aka HS Tiki Toki, how that works for him is that he gets benefits through people. He promotes a platform, let's call it crypto.com, whatever. He becomes an ambassador for that platform, and the more people that he can push through the platform and invest money into their platform, he will take a cut from that. So his benefit and his motivation, I'll go back to what I said earlier about what are people's motivations. He's not just being an altruistic, charitable guy saying, I make millions through crypto, so I'll just show you how to do it as well. Here's the gold mine I found, so all of you can come and mine it as well. It's just not how it would work. He's making his money through people investing in that, and he takes a cut. That's where he makes his money. So if I put £1,200 in, he might have got 50% of it. He might have got 30% of it, whatever it is. But if he's made 360 quid off my £1,200 and I'm one person and he's got 1 million followers and he does that for 10,000 people, he's just made 320 grand. So he's laughing. So he's then will walk into, in a few weeks maybe. So And, 10 grand's not a lot of his audience, 1% of his audience. So if 1% put that money in, and then he continually does it over a period of time, he's making £320,000, and that's just the figures that I've used. Straight away, you can see how he's walking into Lamborghini and going, "You're right, mate, sort us a Eurus." Because he's just making money off of everybody else. But the thing that he's had to do before all of that is build his brand and build his audience. So it's not just a case of immediately going out and selling a course. They are having to build it, which isn't easy. Building that brand is tough.
Yeah, this is why they bling it up. It's like all this hype man videos, quick shorts, doing a TikTok video here, like I say, gold chain, new era hat, shades. Yo, bro, you want to be rich? It's like all this sort of stuff. And this is what I look out for with it's just obviously and overtly flashy stuff. It's like, yeah, look at my Rolex and look at my this and look at my that. And oh, by the way, buy my course and you can have you can have a Rolex yourself. And then I'm like, yeah, well, you're not trying to add value. You're just trying to hype me up to then sell me something after. You better just go into someone who's just saying, look, buy the course if you want. Doesn't really affect my life, but I'm more than happy if you do invest into me. I'll invest into you, and that's how it is. And there's just a more of a open exchange of information rather than trying to hype it up and just sell a load of nonsense.
Another red flag is if somebody is very, very quick to say how fast you can make the money. Because money isn't made quickly. Money can be made quickly, but it really depends on... Money makes money. The more you've got, the more you make. It's as simple as that. So if you've got £100, your returns on that £100 are not going to be anything exciting. It's going to take you a long time. Someone said to me, and again, the first thing that you get paid for is your time. So you exchange your time for money. After that, you can start to get paid for what you know. So all of a sudden, if you're really good at what you do and you've got answers and you've got value up with experience, you start to get paid for what you know. And then finally, you start to get paid for who you are. So, for example, Michael Jordan, yes, obviously, look, he got paid for what he knows in terms of what he knows to do with a basketball. Got paid a shit ton of money for that. But it was nothing in comparison to who he was when it came to selling Jordans, the deal he got with Nike. Again, Beats by Dre, Dr. Dre made a load of money for what he knows how to do with a DJ deck and producing. He made a ton more money on who he was selling his headphones. Again, 50 Cent's done the same with his vitamin water. We've got loads of examples of celebrities. The Rock and Ryan Reynolds has just done Wrexham and Aviation Gin, and he's done another mobile company. Is it Mint Mobile or something? Mint Mobile. So people get paid for who they are eventually, and that's why building a personal brand is huge in today's current economy. It's why Andrew Tate makes so much money, and it's why he's so purposely controversial, because he knows how to build and garner attention. So, whether you love him or hate him, the reality is you're talking about him, and that's what makes money because of who you are. So always spot that red flag, and if they are offering a get rich quick, just run away. It's an immediate, just bad news day. So never fall for get rich quick. Another green flag to look for, or alternatively red flag if they haven't got one, is a guarantee. So if somebody's selling something to you, selling a result usually, i.e. get rich quick, join my course and you will make X in Y number of days, then ask them, do you guarantee this? And if you do guarantee this, will you give me a full return on my money, provided I tick all the boxes? You've got to think about it's got to be fair. It's like, again, with like a PT plan. It's like if I was a PT and I said, I guarantee you will get a six-pack in 30 days, and then they go, right, well, what happens if I don't? It's like, oh, well, nothing really. It's like, well, right, so you're not really guaranteeing it then, are you? So, well, no, but I can't really guarantee it because you need to put the work in and like that. So you have to caveat these things. But if somebody says, look, I am that confident, I guarantee you will get a six-pack in 30 days. Otherwise, I will give you all of your money back, no questions asked. And that's written in stone on the contract. You're going to be thinking, right, well, this bloke's I'm either going to get this training for free, or I'm going to end up with what I want, which is a six-pack. Great. So the guarantee kind of blocks against the bullshit. So look for a guarantee, because they're really, really ironclad when it comes to starting a course or starting learning in any capacity.
Yeah, well, any of the ones I've watched on that sort of, especially TikTok's the worst. And again, it's all been coined now. Like, you can end up getting TikTok brain, and it's like these people that just look at it, and because it's on TikTok, they think it's all going to work with the courses that they're selling. But it's just, you just got to like I say, guarantees, and looking at it in a way where you think, the flashy one's the one with me. They turn up in a Ferrari and like a load of jewellery, and that's the instant one with me. And I'm thinking, no, it's just obviously a load of crap.
I think the other one as well is, I think we've touched on it, but if this is their main venture, because we have a coach, but it's not really a course. We are on a management course with him at the minute, to be fair, but it's through a well-known, reputable source that we've been using for 2 years. We've built that relationship with him, and we know we'll get value from it. But with the coach that we've got, everybody needs a coach, because a coach can take you from, as I said earlier, average, good, great, best. A coach can take you from average to the best. Depends on the coach you've got. It depends what work you're willing to put in. But Tiger Woods has a coach, Mike Tyson has a coach, Jordan has a coach, Ed Sheeran would have had a singing coach or a guitar coach, or somebody to teach him on how to do these things. I mean, sometimes, yes, you can be self-taught, but having a coach reduces that lag time for actual training to learn. It increases your learnability, because, again, if you were to go into let's say if I said you've got to have a boxing match in the next 3 months, the first thing you're doing is getting on the phone to the best boxing coach you can find to say, I've got a fight in 3 months. I need to learn how to kill this other guy. Yeah, I need to know everything. But if I just said you can't do that, you've just got to just practice yourself, you're not really going to know what you're doing. You've kind of just going to expect an outcome or expect how it's going to go without any experience, and more than likely get knocked out.
Definitely not.
At which point I'd step in. But it is important. So having a coach is good. So don't get a coach confused with having a course. My next thing is and this is a really big one, if you are considering starting a course, before you pay a penny, go and do the basic fundamentals for a month, at least. Because there was a guy that we spoke to, funnily enough, through a course close to home that we know about, that was a speaker's course that was brilliant, and it was a really good course. And again, it was all about how to improve your speech, whether you're selling a product or a service to a group or to a mass audience, or just standing on a stage and speaking. So really, really, really good course. And then off the back of that, there was a further courses that you could go on that would then take you from good to great to being the best. So they're really valuable they're really valuable enterprises for anybody to do if that was what you wanted to pursue. And one of the lads who was talking about pushing onto this real platinum member level course that you could do, but he didn't have the money himself to do it. So he said he needed to speak to his uncle, and his course could have been 15 grand. And he was going to ask his uncle for the money. And that's where, again, I draw the line at having to use other people's resources for it. But I said to him, before you do anything, you need to spend 4 days now spending 8 hours a day, each day for the next 4 days, learning about speaking. Do that, and then you've got a good fundamental understanding to at least, because that's nothing, because he did have a cut-off of when he needed to pay it. But at least for 4 days or 5 days, spend a working week doing the thing that you're saying you want to buy a course in. If it's crypto, before you buy the course in crypto, spend a whole week spending 8 hours a day minimum learning about crypto. And if you can't even maintain that, what makes you think you're going to find success starting a course? But you need to have the conviction in your own desires to basically say, going back to you with a boxing example, because that's what I did. I started boxing and fell in love with it, and I started doing it 3 times a day, every day, training all the time, studying, watching YouTube videos, studying fighters, watching fights, going to training, having one-to-ones, running, studying, and that just became my life. And I got good at it because of that. But if I was to say, oh, I want to fight, and then I book it in, and then I only turn up to 1 session a week, I'm going to get absolutely panned in. So not really a good idea. But if you want to start a course, again, spend some time in that subject and make sure it's actually what you want to do.
Well, sometimes in these courses, you can even probably ask for like a one-to-one with the person that's selling it, or like if it's like a classroom style course, you might be able to go in for a day. If you just ask the question, you might be able to just try it out, do something, like you say, do a bit of research, because you might find out, like, again, if it was down to sport and I thought, oh yeah, I've been watching all these snooker videos and like I think I love a bit of snooker now, I'm just going to instantly buy, you know, someone who's going to teach me how to be the next Ronnie O'Sullivan. And then I start hitting the ball and find out that I actually don't like it, I only liked watching it. I've just wasted all my money. So at least, yeah, like you say, research, practice, see if they do an induction day or something on a lower end of the cost. So it might only be 100. Say, look, I'll spend £100 for a day or something, just to dip your toes in the water, see if you like it.
Just get a flavour for it. And I think the reality that most people need to face and come to is staying on the path that they're on and changing the levers that they pull will catapult them to success far quicker than changing into a new venture or something completely different. Because the reality is, I speak to people now and everybody, I mean, look at the lifestyle that we get to live, and I can go on holiday. I've been on 6 holidays this year. I'll continue to go on more. I drive a Porsche. I've got a nice 4-bed house. And yeah, it looks great from afar. And I'm not saying that to brag, but the point, the point is, no, I'm just being, it's facts. No, this is what it is. And people will look at it and go, oh my God, what do you do? What do you do? And like, how are you doing all of that? And it's like, well, how are I doing all that? I've spent 11 years in business doing what I'm doing for 11 years. I've been in that. We have been in our jobs for 11 years. How many people can say that? I look at most people's CVs nowadays and they've lasted 4 months in a job because they haven't got the dedication and the ability to stay consistent at anything, because everyone's attention spans are as short as like a 5-second TikTok clip. And that's what they've got in the tank. That's all they can do. So they flit around and then they see these get-rich-quick courses and think, oh, he does, and we're doing an episode about our business and how we run our company, and people will watch that and go, oh, I'm going to start a procurement business. I'm like, good luck. You're not, because you'll do it for a month and you'll realise that it's an absolute pain in the arse. And then, like I said, the best thing that people need to realise is come to the understanding that they're on a good path. You can become a millionaire doing anything. You just need to change the levers that you're pulling in your current circumstance. I don't care whether you're a janitor. I don't care whether you're a teacher. I don't care whether you're whatever it might be. We've got a friend at the minute, Jake Clark. If you're watching, shout out, love you. But he's a teacher in Dubai. He's living a great life at the minute, but he's also potentially getting into that stage of his life where he's now got a young son, and he's going to want to start offering the best life he can for his family, and that's completely normal. So he's thinking, if I'm teaching in Dubai, what's the ceiling with where I'm at? So I might start doing music, or I might start doing a business, or I might set this up or set that up. And I'm like, mate, well, the reality is you've spent a good amount of your life now, many years teaching. Go and be a better teacher, become a one-to-one. I mean, he's in a good place at the minute. I mean, he's in Dubai. I'm sure he can find some sucker who's been charging some one-to-one tutor, his kids one-to-one tutoring for like £100,000 a year, probably plus, to tutor or to private school his kids. So I was like, go into that. And guess what? You've got 5-6 years experience. You can go to it and say, right, I'll charge you 50k or a 60k, 70k, 80k, whatever, and become better at teaching. Don't go from teaching and then start playing golf, like I said earlier.
This is where, instead of courses, you're better getting coaches who are competent and know what they're doing, who can guide you, because you're going to get a lot more value from a coach than you are from some crypto course that claims that will make you millions. You better go in small, consistent steps in the right direction are going to get you to your goal, as opposed to someone saying, oh, yeah. You mean you might as well just go to a casino and put like 10 grand, 20 grand or whatever sort of money you've got on red.
Which is literally pretty much what I did with HS Tiki Toki. So again, F you, Harrison. But I think that's a good way to a good place to wrap up on. I think again, if you are looking at courses, if you've ever been on a course and you've had a good experience, let us know in the comments, because I'd like to actually hear from people that have actually made millions and been on a course. That's great. And for me, I'm all about everybody. There's enough success and there's enough money out there for everybody to make a great sum of money and find riches to what they feel is enough for them. But don't get sucked in, because all of these people are making money off of your back and your hard work, and you're just coughing it up in vast sums. Stop falling for it. If you genuinely want to make money, think about what you're good at and what you've got experience in, and think about how you can go from average to good to great, or to become the best. And I'm sorry to tell you, if you want to be the best, it's going to take many, many, many years. But the juice is worth the squeeze. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, stick a comment below if you've ever been on a good course or a bad one. And remember, we'll see you in the next episode. New episodes every Monday.